mean, already just in truck maintenance, and we're not even at the end of January yet, we're almost at $5,000. Most of it's gone into 83. Heat for both stations, we're up around almost $1,700 right now. And respiratory evaluations for some of our new people and just getting general people good to wear SCBAs for the beginning of the year. That's up to $363 right now, and we're just getting started. So, otherwise, now we had our annual BLS training at our fire meeting the other night. We had a pretty good turnout. I think we had like 19 to 20 people, lacking a few. Jeremy's going to work on getting them up to speed on making sure they have all that BLS stuff, because I made a call into Mary Matthews to come do a walkthrough at the new station when we kind of get things all figured out, just so if we're missing anything to meet their specs. And she said that was probably a good idea, so we're just trying to make sure our paperwork's all caught up top notch. Because usually when they come in, they want to look at the other station too, just because they're there. And Jeremy was telling me that there's a new girl that's been out doing stations, and I think they had a visit over at Madison, a couple other area departments and some other businesses, and she's not so lenient, they're pretty strict, so this particular person is compared to Mary and some of the other ones we had, so we're just trying to keep up on that, make sure it's on the good, so we can get our walkthrough and make sure that station up north is good to go in case we miss something. Otherwise than that, I don't want to use the Q word, but knock on wood, during the cold weather and stuff, we've had it pretty decent. Gusty winds usually tribute to chimney fires, and I think we had one or two of those lately, but otherwise than that, we're pretty even keeled right now.
Any questions? Thank you. Nancy?
I tried to do a sewer commitment last Friday. We had the water meter readings, and Madison had gone through and put all the meter readings in. I went through the billing process, generated a commitment. I have that for you folks to sign tonight. Sent out all the sewer bills, and realized after a few phone calls this week that it didn't take any of the actual water readings. All it did a commitment for was all the stud fees. So I asked Madison to put a call into Tria to see if we need to remove the commitment that we did in the bills, or do a supplemental bill and try to do one where we exempt the stub fees but just bill for the water meter readings, which I think would be a wise choice, especially knowing that some people have come in to pay. So it's good to put the word out that there is an issue with the billing, and we will remedy it just as quickly as we can. So I don't know, I think perhaps we should hold off on signing this commitment until I know what the best course of action is going to be to try to bill out the water readings. So that's all I have on the sewer front. I do have some meeting minutes prepared here. I reached out to Camden National Bank and asked to open a fire equipment reserve account to put the money in for the SCBAs that the fire department has been funding the last few years, and also to establish a highway capital reserve fund. And the bank told me that they need signed meeting minutes in order to open up another savings account. So I have that for you if you want to vote to authorize me to establish those two accounts. I also have requested that the current credit card that was issued under Tammy's name be canceled, and that a new credit card in my name be open. So we have that process underway. And after Tammy cut it up. So we haven't been using it. But at this point in time, it's time to change it so that we can make purchases online and to operate. It's kind of crippled the town a little bit. There are some bills that were a direct pay. I believe we'll have to notify them of a new account. But that's really all I have to report on banking. So if you want me to open the account, this is what I've written up for meeting minutes. We, the undersigned municipal officers for the town of Anson, do hereby authorize Nancy Gove, treasurer, to open money market accounts with Camden National Bank as follows. Number 1, establish a fire equipment reserve account, and number 2, establish a highway capital reserve account. Authorized signers on these accounts will be Kimberly Moody and Nancy Gove. Further instructions on how to fund these reserves upon opening them will be at the discretion of the municipal treasurer. Given under our hands this 28th day of January 2025.
Motion?
I make a motion that we go ahead with the fire equipment and the highway reserve accounts.
Seconded. Moved and seconded. Further discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Did you guys sign that?
And that's it?
Do we need anything on the credit card?
I'm sorry?
Are you doing the credit cards? Do we need a motion on that or?
If you want to, I filled out the application to cancel it. And it does need the municipal treasurer's name on it, although I did hear back from the company that issues the credit card is called Erlon, and they do not pull the treasurer's credit. They do ask for some personal information, my social security number and things of that sort, but it will not affect me personally for any charges that are incurred by the local government entity. So if you want to make a motion, that would be good to just see why I guess.
Okay, make a motion, we allow Nancy to set up a town credit card.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
I do also have the budget put together in warrant article form, and I was hoping at some point this evening we can go through that. But I think we should get through the rest of the business first, because that's going to be lengthy, to go through all the warrant articles. I did, I had asked one of the office staff to send out an agenda. I did an agenda for the advisory board for a meeting on Thursday. She emailed it to Janice Miller, but didn't have any addresses for the other two people that were on the advisory board. So I'm not sure if they were notified. I'd like to reach out to Janice to see if we can still have a meeting. I posted an agenda, but I'm not sure that Daniel Savage and I'm trying to remember who the other one was.
Tom
Yeah.
Porter.
Yeah. If they've been notified as well.
You will follow that up.
I will follow that up.
Okay. That's it?
MEMA is sent out an email today, those that have been following the new executive orders from President Trump. He has put a halt on spending with FEMA and is trying to revamp FEMA branch of government. MEMA says that they're trying to see what the full implications of this is. And I'll just keep you informed as I hear things. I reached out to Joshua Talman, the PDMG for Region 1 in Boston for the town. and concerned about him and us. And he said that government works slow, not to be concerned, he's still gonna be there. He thinks that the town will get their money, and that there's no cause for concern at this point. But I will follow it very closely and let you know if there are any issues moving forward with collecting on storm repairs. That's it for me.
Okay. Kim?
The only thing I have is absentee ballots will be available starting February for a local election.
February 5th?
Yep.
Selectmen concerns, yes. So 6 PM Thursday workshop? Is that-
To finalize the budget, I thought that that was going to be a meeting with the advisory board and we were gonna finalize the budget tonight. However, if you're not prepared, to review the, town meeting warrant articles and vote on them, we can certainly do that on Thursday and then, but it wouldn't be a workshop,
So I think it was a question.
Okay, so no, we do not need to have a workshop on Thursday. I'm prepared to have you guys vote on the budget as we presented and discussed over the past couple of weeks.
So the next line is a freeze on spending unless it's an emergency.
Per town meeting, the town is authorized to spend a quarter of the budget until the town meeting. We moved the town meeting to March 8th this year. That being said, a quarter of last year's budget is really all we have the authority to spend. However, at this time, while we're trying to get acquainted with the financials of the town and with the overages that we voted on at the special town meeting, it's probably wise to limit spending to what is absolutely necessary until after town meeting.
Your motion?
Make a motion to freeze spending unless it's an emergency.
Second. Moved and seconded. Further discussion? All those in favor? 5-0. Another item is department heads must sign all requests for purchases of invoice. If not signed, the invoice will not be paid. All purchase must have the name of the purchaser, who is purchasing.
And this is moving forward.
This is moving
This
forward.
this has nothing to do with the emergency
Right.
spending. This is moving forward.
Yes.
So just the department heads can sign the papers like at Campbell's to pick anything up?
No, the person who purchased can sign it, but you have to sign it before we're gonna pay it. You're gonna have to okay that.
Authorize.
Yeah, I code all the bills anyways.
So
I
they
mean-
better be getting permission from you or from Stacy to get.
My guys always do.
Yeah. But
I do all the coding of the bills, so.
Well, I know a lot of this has been done, but there's a few that have fell through the cracks, so we have to tighten that up. Motion on that?
I make a motion that department heads must sign all requests to purchase / invoice, and whoever is purchasing should be on the purchase order, so at least you know who's purchasing the items.
Well, like over at Campbell's where we get a lot of our stuff, you have to take and sign for it there anyways. On that little,
Well, there are things that are coming, ordering online or something, and before
Ah.
it comes in, and
Nobody-
not everybody knows what it is and who bought it, so this is gonna tighten that up.
discussion? All those in favor? 5-0. And has an assessor been contacted? So we had a list.
I gave each of you a list. It's been a while. I can, get you another one if you need one.
Yeah, I'll come down and we can look at,
Okay.
send out some
Yeah.
inquiries if that's
Yeah.
all right with everybody.
My husband does assessing too, and he, had, sent me, a couple that do assessing. O'Donnell out of New Gloucester, and then Hamlin and Parkman. But I know Shirley Bartlett does the assessing over in Madison, so she is close by. She's another name. And then Kevin McCormick, who I think used to work for RJD Appraisal, he does assessing services on his own now and was looking to pick up another town according to Aaron. So that may be another name to reach out to. So I've got just a few people, and now would be the time to do it. So if you want, I can try to get you some phone numbers or contact information and get that to Kim so that
Very good.
she'll have that. There was an email that came in today that came from Denise Ducharme over in Madison regarding Eagle Creek. I think you guys may have it in your packet. Their Board of Assessors have met and they want to do an evaluation, a reval of Eagle Creek. And they're asking if the town of Anson would jointly go in on that. So if you can make a point of looking at that email and having that for discussion at a meeting. She didn't say when they need to know, but it may be a way to revalue a large business and split the cost.
Okay, look at it. Public session?
Can we get the fire department to sand out front here for these doorways and stuff for these meetings?
Highway.
No, the fire department. The highway can't organize 2 dogs to fuck, it's all ice there, so, hey, nothing, do it.
No language like that here.
I have freedom of speech, I'll tell you whatever I want.
I'm throw you out the door, so.
Do it then. But this is useless. You get somebody, how much is that gonna cost the town if somebody slides there? The whole bunch of you don't know enough to have it sanded. You gotta have me come in and say it? It's useless.
Anything else?
I do have a question for,
Go ahead, Darryl.
The sewer bill, I noticed you discussed that. We actually figured the sewer bill the right way and sent the right amount of money. Is that gonna be okay?
It'll show as an overage until I do a supplemental.
Until you do the, okay.
And
Well,
it
we
should
just,
zero.
we took our water meter reading and did it.
Okay, you figured it out.
I know, yeah, I used to work for the water district and I know how it works. And
Yep.
So yes, I did.
Okay.
Kim, did you ever hear from Spectrum today?
So you're gonna go with the other company?
Yeah, we'll make a phone call to Fidium, I guess, because this has been a yo-yo back and forth with them, so.
It has for 2 months.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know, we really wanna get it up there to the other station along with other entities in there, so.
Yeah, we signed that documentation, God,
Twice.
yeah, that was back late November, early December, I think, was the last time, so. And in November.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
Anything else? So the other executive session is, we don't have
Plus, we wanna go,
personnel. So we don't do what?
unless you wanna review the
Yes.
The budget.
Clean everything else up.
So we're not doing either of the personal matters?
They both do the same line.
They were the same.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I didn't do that, so.
Just have to reschedule it.
So we go through the warrant.
Yes. And I didn't make extras, I apologize. So the first, article that I wanna draw your attention to, is, article number 4. And that is to set the interest rate. The Maine Revenue Services has set the interest rate on delinquent taxes to a maximum of 7.5%. In 2025, I don't know if you want to set the max or if you want to offer a lower interest rate, but you have the authority to go as high as 7.5%. And then,
Hold on, Nancy, I don't have that. All right, let's, I can't find it. There we go.
There you go.
Okay, all right.
okay, perfect.
We've always followed the maximum.
The maximum. Okay.
The state allows.
Yep. And then the original article from last year, I believe, read, to set the date when property taxes shall become due and payable as October 1st annually. I bumped it up, to August 15th, but if you want to go back to October 1st, we certainly can. It's a little late in the year. You're operating 3/4 of the year without getting any funding to cover those 9 months of expenditures. So if we can hire an assessor and get a commitment in July, let's say, then you could, set a date certain like this, August 15th. And I did put in August 15th annually or 30 calendar days after commitment, whichever is greater. So if we hire an assessor and they don't do a commitment until August 15th, then 30 days after that date, the taxes would become due. And then 31 days after that date, interest would start to accrue. So that's how that article reads. If you want to edit it in any way, please let me know. I tried not to change much of the warrant from the previous format, because I know that's a structure that the town is used to. But I know we had discussed when the taxes should become due and payable to help with cash flow. So I'd be interested in your thoughts on it.
Well, it makes sense to me, because we're operating for a while and also into the beginning of the next year, town meeting, so. I think that makes sense. I think it makes sense. I don't know how everybody else feels about it.
It would be good as we go down through to vote on each article individually. And if you want to think about this, we can pass over it before we finalize it. I can get the viewpoint of the advisory board to see how they feel on this. Really, their only expression can be on the interest rate. Setting the date, they have no authority over. That is totally up to you, but this was not something that we had previously discussed in our budget meetings per se. So if you're really not prepared to take any action tonight, I would just say we skip over that for now and move on to the other articles.
All right. Make a motion.
I make a motion that we change the payable date to August 30th annually, or 30 calendar days after commitment, whichever is greater.
August 30th.
August 15th, I'm sorry.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Article number 6, I would like to take out. I left it in there because it's been in there, but the whole purpose of your overlay when you commit taxes is to pay for abatements. You don't need town meeting authority to do that. If you want to keep it in, I'm fine with keeping it in, but it is really not necessary. It says, to see if the inhabitants of the town of Anson will vote to permit the Board of Selectmen to pay for abatements out of the overlay account. By law, that's the only choice you have, to pay for your abatements. That's the whole purpose of having overlay, is for errors and omissions in your tax commitment.
I make a motion that we remove article number 6.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor? 5-0. We'll go to article number 3 before we go.
Okay, yep, Article 3. This is, the article authorizes the Board of Selectmen to spend an amount not to exceed 1/4 of the approved budgets for 2026 between January 1st, 2026 and the date of the regular 2026 town meeting, with the exception of the highway and general assistance budgets. By law, both GA and highway expenditures are allowed regardless of town meeting authority. This is something that has been in the warrant, and it provides us to operate between January 1 and the date of town meeting for the upcoming year. So I changed all the dates appropriately for the 2026.
I make a motion that we accept article 3.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Article 7 is the administration budget, and it includes the selectmen's wages. I spoke with Kim yesterday on training for the select board and realized that I hadn't put anything in a training budget. So this amount does include an additional $500 in the selectmen line for training for any board members. There's freedom of access, there's elected officials workshops. There are trainings that you may want to attend. So in that spirit, I upped it by $500. So the total request would be $507,200, all to be taken from taxation.
Make a motion to accept Article 7.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
It'll take more than $500 to train these guys.
Special officers, this is planning board, your code officer, your ACO. The total amount in this line item is $23,035, of which the bulk of it will come from taxation, $22,302 from taxation, and $733 can come from the ACO fees, the town portion of all dog license fees that we collected in 2024. I'm recommending that we pull those from other funding.
those numbers again?
$23,035 is the article amount, of which 22,302 from taxation and 733 from dog ECO fees.
Okay, thank you.
Make a motion to accept Article eight.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Article 9 is the Kennebec Regional Development Authority, also known as First Part Assessment. I did receive the amount from First Part. The assessment is $7,918 this year. And I'm recommending that this come from First Part revenues. In 2024, we received $8,300 in First Part revenues. So that can fund this article.
Make a motion to accept Article nine.
Second. Moved and seconded. Any further discussion?
We actually made money on it.
A little bit, not much.
All those in favor? 5-0.
All right. Article 10 is the Anson Fire Department. We've combined two articles last year. One was funding the full-time fighters, and then the other one was the operating budget. Those are now combined together. The total amount would be $400,445 from taxation.
Make a motion to accept Article ten.
Second. Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Article 11 is the Maine Forest Service grant. We can spend up to $4,800, and it does come with a 50% match reimbursement against any purchases that fall under this grant. And I am recommending that we fund this from taxation, with the idea that if there are expenses, that we receive 50% reimbursement from the state of Maine.
Make a motion to accept Article 11.
Second. Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Article 12, this is to negotiate to provide fire protection to the town of Emden.
Make a motion to accept Article 12.
Second. Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
I did want to try to combine this with the a money article further down, but decided it's probably best to keep the two separate. Article 13 is the AMS ambulance service. The amount that we need to raise and appropriate from taxation is $50,402.
Make a motion we accept Article 13.
Second. Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor? 4-0-1.
Brenda being abstaining.
Brenda
Okay.
abstaining.
Article 14 is emergency management. The request is $3,455 from taxation.
Make a motion we accept Article 14.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Further discussion? All those in favor? 4-0-1. Brenda?
Article 15 is street $42,000 from taxation.
Make a motion to accept Article 15.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Article 16, storm drain services, $10,000 from taxation.
Make a motion that we accept Article 16.
Moved and seconded. Further discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Fire hydrants, Article 17, $145,000 from taxation.
Make a motion to accept Article 17.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Article 18 is the ATV rail grant. That was a $50,000 grant. We spent just under 50,000. The state will reimburse all but 5,000. That's our share. And I'm recommending that we take that 5,000 from surplus.
Make a motion to accept Article 18.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Article 19 is the highway budget. The request for the highway is $697,636. It is reduced by $640,748, which consists of the excise taxes collected in 2024 and the LRAP funds received from the state of Maine. The amount to be raised by taxation is $56,888.
Make a motion to accept Article 19.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Article 20 is the recreation budget. The request is $36,240 from taxation.
Make a motion to accept Article 20.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Article 21 is the after-school program. The request is $7,885 from taxation.
Make a motion to accept Article 21.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Article 22 is to appropriate the franchise fees received from Spectrum and Beeline Cable for support of Channel 11.
I make a motion for Article 22.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Article 23 is to raise and appropriate for the animal shelter. The amount is $6,186 from taxation.
Make a motion to accept Article 23.
It's moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Article 24 is the public library. The request is $16,000 from taxation, $8,500 to the Stewart Public Library, and $7,500 to the Madison Public Library.
Make a motion to accept Article 24.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Article 25 is the food cupboard. The request is $13,000 from taxation.
Make a motion to accept Article 25.
Moved and seconded.
26 is the general assistance budget. The request is $3,150, and I'm recommending that come from surplus.
Make a motion, Article 26.
Second. Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Article 27 is the Madison Anson Day celebration. Request is $6,000 from taxation.
Make a motion to accept Article 27.
Second. Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Article 28 is the charitable organizations. The request is $16,489 from taxation to fund Madison Anson Senior Citizens, the Family Violence Project, the Sexual Assault Crisis and Support Center, Spectrum Generations, Kennebec Behavioral Health, Hospice Volunteers, KV CAT, Transportation, Child and Family, Lifeline Foundation. In the past, town meeting warrant, Sea Cadets was here for $500. And I know I had that in the budget, but I think in the wrong line item, and we questioned that, so I had taken it out. I don't know if we typically fund Sea Cadets, so I don't know if you wanna add that back in. So I put that here as a question
I
mark.
was informed that the Sea Cadets have gone,
They're gone.
they're defunct and
Okay.
you have to go out of
So
state.
perfect, I'm just gonna remove my note then, and the amounts, the 16,489 is the correct amount.
Make a motion to accept Article 28.
Second. Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Article 29 is the cemetery, the monument, and the decorations, $14,900 from taxation.
Make a motion to accept Article 29.
Second. Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Article 30 is the recycling and household hazardous waste collection day event, $50,510 from taxation.
Make a motion to accept Article 30.
Second. Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Article 31 is solid waste for waste management. The request is $150,000 from taxation. And this also authorizes the Board of Selectmen to negotiate for solid waste disposal.
Make a motion to accept Article 31.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Article 32 is debt service for the town. The request is $424,291. From taxation, I'm recommending $288,403. And from the Fire Capital Reserve Fund, $135,888. That will fund the fire truck payment, 2 of 6, the new Western Star, the 1-ton, the grader, the loader, and the road bond. So that's all the town's debt at this point in time. And I've indicated which payment is due, so that voters will know where we stand with town debt.
Make a motion to accept Article 32.
Second. Moved and seconded. Is that all of the capital reserve fire?
I'm sorry?
Is that all that's in that account?
In the fire capital reserve, no, we have more than that in the account.
Okay.
But when we purchased the fire truck, the article said that the payment would come from the fire capital reserve and ARPA. But I don't feel comfortable taking from ARPA. I don't know what's actually in that account currently. So let's just fund it from the fire capital reserve fund for this year.
Okay. Any other questions? All those in favor? 5-0.
Article 33 is some new flooring at the town office, replacing all the carpet. The request is $11,000 to be funded by an election grant, the CTCL. $5,000 came in from that grant, and then $6,000 I'm recommending come from surplus.
Make a motion to accept Article 33.
Second. Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Article 34 is fire capital reserves from Emden. I know we've put the request in for Emden fire protection at $65,000 this year. And this article would direct the treasurer to put those payments into the fire capital reserve account, those revenues, and that will help fund the fire truck payment next year.
Make a motion to accept Article 34.
Second. Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Article 35 is fire capital reserve for the SCBA tank replacement. This is the new account that you authorized me to set up so that it can also earn interest on its own outside of the fire capital reserve account. Stacy and I figured it out, and we need $6,000 annually for quite a few more years to be ready to fully fund it when it's due to be replaced in 2032, I think is the year. So I'm recommending that we take $6,000 from taxation to fund the tank replacements and the carbon monoxide detector.
I make a motion that we
On that,
accept.
hold on that Article 35, Nancy, I should just say the SCBA tank replacement, take out the carbon monoxide detector, because we already purchased those.
All right, we already got those, all right.
Sorry, I didn't
No,
mean to
that's
interrupt
fine,
you.
thank you.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
We already it should only just read the SCBA tank replacement,
Okay.
not the carbon monoxide detectors, because we already replaced those.
Oh, okay.
I make a motion of Article 35, after revised, removing the carbon monoxide.
Second. Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Article 36 is to, I didn't bold it, repair the parking lot at the North Anson Fire Station. I did want to put paving, although we don't feel like we can afford paving this year, so we'll take it in 2 steps. The request is $40,000, 25 from the parking lot revenues per this special town meeting warrant in December, and then $15,000 from taxation. So this will haul in the gravel and put some reclaimed down for this year, and then we'll deal with funding pavement next year.
I make a motion that we accept Article 36.
Second. Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Article 37 is to repair the North Anson sewer line. I didn't know what street, Artie, so I just
Yes.
put for the North Anson sewer line repair
Yeah,
project.
North Main Street.
North Main Street. That's good to know. The request is $121,194 from taxation.
Make a motion to accept Article 37.
Second. Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Article 38 is to appropriate $20,235 from taxation for the town share of the FEMA disaster 4696, the December 2022 storm. FEMA and MEMA will cover 90% of it. 5% we can recoup in management costs. The other 5% has to come from taxation.
So 5% of the 20,
No, 20 is the 5%.
20 is the 5%.
Correct.
Make a motion to accept Article 38.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Article 39 is to authorize the treasurer to take any snowmobile reimbursements that we get from the state on snowmobile registrations and turn them over to the North Anson Snowmobile Club.
Make a motion to accept Article 39.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Article 40, the language has changed. This was the article that discussed how to dispose of tax-acquired property. There is a new law that went into effect, and all municipalities this year will need to revise their warrant article, so I will read it in its entirety. Article 40, to see if the inhabitants of the town of Anson will vote to authorize the municipal officers to dispose of tax-acquired property as they deem in the best interest of the town, except that the municipal officers shall first use the sale process in 36 MRS, subsection 943-C, if they choose to sell property to anyone other than the former owner. For sales to someone other than the former owner, excess sale proceeds as defined in 36 MRS, subsection 943-C, shall be returned to the former owner.
Make a motion to accept Article 40.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Article 41 is to authorize the municipal officers to designate which budgets with balances will be carried forward. This is just a standard article into the new fiscal year.
I make a motion that we accept Article 41.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Article 42 is to maintain a 5-member advisory board and 2 alternates with voting rights, to consult with the municipal officers, members to have names placed on a list ranked according to date of call to the administrative assistant. I'm not really sure what that means, but that was in there last year, so I put it back in.
Make a motion to accept Article 42.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Article 43 will allow the selectmen to accept and administer grants, including, that should be ARPA, A-R-P-A, and all other federal grants, gifts of money, equipment, or other articles for the town as the selectmen deem advisable.
I make a motion we accept 43.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Article 44 authorizes the board to expend departmental revenues received during the year.
Make a motion to accept Article 44.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
And then Article 45 authorizes the board to borrow money in documentation of taxes if necessary, and to pay any incurred interest from the overlay account on such borrowing.
Make a motion to accept Article 45.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Thank you.
I believe Jim is the vice chairman.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't even update that part of it.
Put that burden on somebody else.
Thank you for that correction. I apologize, Jim, I didn't even, get that far in it.
So this one right here.
So I'll put you on second and then we'll bring you down, so we have the chair, the vice chair. and then that. Alright. Yep. So that said, the articles all add up to $2,894,971, of which $2,534,000 will be from taxation, which is down $258,000 over last year's taxation. $14,150 will come from surplus, and $880,287 will come from other funding. And that is it.
Number 7.
Make a motion to adjourn.